All right, here we go. So we've got 3 times the tangent of 3x equals negative root 3. And it's from 0 is less than x, which is less than 2 pi. And this time we're supposed to give exact answers. So this actually might be a little bit easier to deal with since we're not having to worry about the calculations and all that. These would be numbers that we are a bit more familiar with. So first we got our domain, which is 0 to 0 is less than or equal to x, which is less than 2 pi. However, we have 3x over here. So we're going to kind of think of this as everything being multiplied by 3. So 0 is less than 3x, less than or equal to 3x, which is less than 6 pi. So we're going to have to go out 3 full rotations of that unit circle to get all the answers that we need. So let's take that first step here. And so we've got 3 tangent of 3x equals negative root 3. And that first step is going to be to divide everything by 3. Divide everything by 3. And so we have tangent of 3x is equal to negative root 3 over 3. Tangent of 3x is equal to negative root 3 over 3. And we could start kind of our chart right now that 3x, where, ooh, that's a terrible line, where, a little bit better, where would that give us a negative value? And so it's going to take place, if we think about tangent, tangent is negative in the second quadrant and in the fourth quadrant. Not that way. And the fourth quadrant. So in quadrant 2, quadrant 4, back again in quadrant 2, again in quadrant 4, one last time, a third time because of the 3x right in quadrant 2, and a third time in quadrant 4. We're going to need to go out to all 6 of those answers to get all of our possible answers for 3x to find all of our correct answers once we divide by 3 and get just to x. So that's kind of where we're heading. We're going to end up with 6 different answers here. Okay, let's find them. So tangent of 3x. When would we have the tangent of something giving us negative root 3 over 3? And so let's think about that. Well, that root 3 gives us a big hint that it has to be a 30, 60, 90 right triangle, because these are exact answers, ones that we know. And so if we have, it's in radians, so pi over 6, or sorry, pi over, let me make this a little bit more exaggerated. So pi over 3, pi over 6, our short side is going to be our 1/2. Our long side is our root 3 over 2, or our middle side rather, and our long side is 1, is that radius. So where would we end up with root 3 over 3? Would it be a 30, 60, 90 or a 60, 30, 90? So which one of these two triangles will it be? So tangent being opposite over adjacent. So let's try root 3 over 2. There's our opposite divided by our adjacent. So times 2 over 1 times the reciprocal there gives us root 3. Is that equal to root 3 over 3? No. So it's, if we had our other triangle, 1/2, and then root 3 over 2 over here, and 1. So opposite being 1/2, opposite over adjacent, so divided by root 3 over 2, but really multiplying the reciprocal, so 2 over root 3. 2 divided by 2 is 1, and we end up with 1 over root 3. Now that's not negative root 3 over 3 either, but when we rationalize this, so 1 over root 3, when we rationalize it, multiplying both the top and the bottom, the numerator and the denominator by root 3, then we do end up with root 3 over 3. And when that's in the second quadrant, that's when we're going to have our sorry, and in the second quadrant when it's going to be negative like it needs to be. So our angle here, our reference angle there in the second quadrant is pi over 6. It's the 30-degree angle. Okay, so if we had the 30-degree angle, the pi over 6 angle, then what is this angle? And that's going to be 5/6 pi, because there's 1/6 left over before we get to pi itself. So 5/6 pi. In quadrant 4, it's that same reference angle again. So again, pi over 6. And this is right before we get to 2 pi. So right before 2 pi, and so that's going to be 11/6 pi. 11/6 pi. To get to the next two, to get to quadrant 2 again, we would add plus 2 pi, because from that first angle we're going to go one full time around, which is 2 pi, and 5/6 pi plus 12/6 pi is going to be 17/6 pi. And actually, let's go with that one more time. Let's add 2 pi again, and that gives us, let's see, what is that going to be? 29/6 pi? 29/6 pi. That's our next time at quadrant 2. All right, so what we did is added 2 pi and added 2 pi once again to get all of our quadrant 2 results there. And so now from quadrant 4, we're going to add 2 pi. So here's our answer there in quadrant 4, and we're going to add one circle, so 2 pi to that. And 11/6 plus 12/6 gives us 23/6 pi. Add 2 pi once again to get to our last angle, and that's going to be, let's see, 23 plus 12 is at a 35. 35/6 pi. Okay, and those are our results when it is 3x. We want to get down to just x, so we're going to divide everything by 3. Divide everything by 3, and it gives us x equals, so dividing by 3 is multiplying the denominator by 3, so 5/18 pi, 11/18 pi, 17/18 pi, oops, forgot pi there, 23/18 pi, 29/18 pi, and lastly 35/18 pi. And notice how all these answers here are within our domain of 2 pi. That this would have had to get to 36/18 to be a full to be that full circle. And so it's in our domain. We got all 6 of our answers, and we are set. Hope that helped.